said, I'm Monty Clam, the business development manager for Bled, for West Florida. For those of you who haven't been on a collect trip with the chamber, our motto is by travelers for travelers. So all of our trips are designed by experts who actually live in the countries and destinations that you'll be going to. So you can rest assured you'll see all the big must-sees, but you also get some really cool niche cultural experiences that you can't really find anywhere else. We have a premium experience, so you'll have your tour manager with you the entire tour, the whole time. So they're a great source of knowledge for you. They'll make sure you're going all the right places, keep you on track, and in your free time, they're a great resource if you want to go to a local cafe or museum, or if you have any need for a recommendation of good sites or places to visit while you're there. They're a great resource for that. So we do have the hometown pickup, so we'll be picking everyone up here from the chamber. So you all meet here, get taken to the airport, flying out TPA. Flight schedules aren't released yet. They get released 11 months prior to departure. So we'll get those to you when they're available. Well, there we go. Let's collect all of your destination transportation's handled, your hotel to hotel baggage. Like I said, we try to have really culturally exclusive experiences, so you really get to know the destinations that you're going to, not just driving past them, but really getting to experience them. There's some different culinary experiences on this tour, different tastings and classes and stuff like that. So it's going to be a really, really good time. But we'll dive into it. This discover Croatia, Slovenia, and the Adriatic coast. So we have 2 tour dates for this. We have May 15th through the 26th of 2027 and May 22nd through July 2nd of 2027. So it's 12 days. Sorry.
One small thing.
You aren't going for a month. I was just checking to see if you're paying attention. You bet. But this is the tour overview right here. So you have an overnight flight and then head into Ljubljana and then over to Apadija and then Plitvice Lakes down to Split and then finally end in Dubrovnik, Croatia. So it's going to be a really great tour. This is an activity level 3. So that includes up to 2.5 hours walking, being able to climb 3+ flights of stairs, variety of terrains and transportation. Something to keep in mind is the same thing in Europe. So there's no ADA. There's not always handrails on stairs, stuff like that. So just something to be aware of, because we want you to get the most out of this experience. So if you think this is something that concerns you, come up and talk to me after, and we can talk about it in more detail. Yeah. Well, know before you go. So all countries on this tour are 5 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time. The currency over there is the euro, so you can get all that exchange at the airport, ATM, anything like that. I'd recommend using a credit card, so you don't have to worry about that. Packing, enjoy a casual dress, but make sure to bring some comfortable shoes. Like I said, this is activity level 3, so you will be walking a little bit. So just bring some comfortable shoes. You'd rather be comfortable and feel comfortable than look stylish. Local cuisine, so there's popular dishes, include skewers and seafood, such as squid and octopus. There's always other options if you don't want to eat that, but it's good to be aware of. So now we'll dive into the actual tour. So welcome to Slovenia. Your adventure begins with an overnight flight to Ljubljana, which is the capital of Slovenia. There's no scheduled activities during your first day there, since people will be arriving, and we're letting you get settled and everything, and then you'll have a welcome dinner the first night, and then you'll be staying at the Grand Plaza Hotel. This is an awesome 5-star accommodation. It's kind of nestled in Ljubljana's vibrant city center. It offers breathtaking views of the Ljubljana Castle, which you'll get to see a lot of amazing architecture. There's a lot of history over there, so if that's something you like seeing and experiencing, this tour may be for you. But you're right where all the action is in the city. On day 3, a local expert, will introduce you to the charms of Ljubljana. You'll kind of stroll along the banks of the Ljubljana River, and you'll discover why locals cherish the emerald-colored waterways and life flourishing around it. You take in the different sights and sounds of Ljubljana, including in that picture off to the right, you can see the Dragon Bridge. It's kind of iconic in the area, but you'll have time to take in the city's atmosphere after the walking tour and enjoy lunch on your own that day. Then the next day, you're off to Lake Bled. This is one of Slovenia's most picturesque destinations. You can see on the video there, it's kind of like out of a movie. It's nestled between the Julian Alps, and the glacial lake will literally take your breath away. You'll journey to the Bled Island in the middle there, board a traditional wooden boat, just as people have done for centuries. So you'll be stepping back in time in a sense. But before returning to Ljubljana, I'd recommend trying the legendary Bled cream cake, which is kind of their staple over there. They've been serving it since 1953. And there's a little fun fact for you. There's almost 16 million Bled cakes that have been served, which is over 8.7 million eggs. Next morning, you will head to Novo Mesto. This is a little hidden gem along the Krka River. It boasts a remarkably rich heritage dating back to prehistoric times. So when I say you're stepping back into history, you're really stepping back into history. It has different archaeological treasures from the Bronze Age, including different vessels and stuff like that. But if you like seeing really old and treasured European architecture, this is definitely a good place for you. Later that day, you'll see Novo Mesto from a unique perspective. You'll get to ride on a river raft along the famous bend of the Krka River. The waters come through the heart of the town, and this leisurely float offers an absolutely spectacular view of the city and the surrounding area. It's truly one of a kind. And then after disembarking, you'll have some free time to enjoy Novo Mesto and have lunch on your own before heading to Croatia. And then we will welcome you to the beautiful Ljubljana, which is the crown jewel of the Croatia Riviera. This was once the favored luxury retreat of the Habsburg monarchs. It's really, really cool. It has a lot of charm to it. And your tour manager will lead you on an orientation walk when you get there. And then as evening falls, you have the evening at leisure. You can go somewhere to eat, ask your tour manager for suggestions. You can chill if you need a rest. The evening is up to you. And then on day 5, this will begin with leisure time to savor the delights of Ljubljana at your own pace. You can take in the paradise that's enchanted visitors for more than a century, and perhaps enjoy more lunch at a local eatery. Again, ask your tour manager for good suggestions. And then that afternoon, you'll venture into the heart of the Istrian Peninsula. This is where Italian and Croatian influences have created a unique mix together. Your destination is the hilltop town of Grozian, which is perched above the Mirna River Valley. It dates all the way back to Roman times, and archaeological evidence there of even earlier in Neolithic settlements. So again, a lot of history over there, and as you can see there, absolutely breathtaking views. I mean, you can't see that almost anywhere else in the world. Then as you drive up there, you'll get ready for those breathtaking views. It's known as the City of Artists, actually. So something to look out for there, all the artwork. That evening, you will have a farm-to-table dinner where you'll get to have the distinctive flavors of the Istrian Peninsula while supporting some sustainable local agriculture. The dinner you'll have is made especially from ingredients that will be taken clearly steps away from where you're eating, including some house-made wines and olive oils. Who doesn't love wine? Show of hands, who's ready to drink some wine in Croatia? Hey, come on. That's going to be awesome. And then the next morning, you'll journey into Plitvice Lakes National Park. Absolutely stunning water there in the national park. It's over 73,000 acres of absolute paradise. So you'll get to take all that in. And tonight you'll stay in a hotel in a small village near the national park. You'll have the opportunity to connect with the community in an impact moment where you'll meet some of the local villagers and learn how they've lived there for centuries and centuries. It's going to be really, really cool. And then the way to someone's heart is through food. So you'll have a lunch in a traditional village. You'll say goodbye to the forest landscapes of Plitvice and journey through the Croatian countryside to discover one of the country's culinary specialties. Your route takes you to a small village, family-owned property, produces some of the finest prosciutto in the world. So if you like prosciutto, this is definitely going to be something that you'll remember. It's going to be very fresh, but they'll introduce you to how they've been doing it for years and let you sample some, obviously, and hopefully you can bring some home with you. And then you will continue on to Split. This is where ancient Roman grandeur meets the Adriatic Sea. It's truly spectacular. This coastal city balances its rich kind of historical legacy with a vibrant modern atmosphere. It's very, very cool. And then that afternoon, you'll kind of step back into time as you explore Diocletian's palace on a guided walking tour. This was built at the turn of the 4th century, so very, very old, very historic. And that is when Emperor Diocletian left Rome. So you'll discover the remarkable architecture, get to walk around in it, and marvel at the stunning Cathedral of St. Dominus. And then the rest of the day is yours or the next day is yours to enjoy as you wish and Split. So there's no scheduled activities. Again, your tour manager is a fantastic resource if you need suggestions or if you just want to explore on your own. Perhaps you can take a walk and look at the Adriatic Sea, go to an archaeological museum. Little fun fact for you, but did you know rubbing the toe of statue of Gregorius of Nine is believed to bring good luck? You can kind of see in that picture his toe is a little shinier than the rest of it. Yeah. People rubbing it. So maybe rub that and wish for something. There is an optional excursion that day to Togir, which is just a short drive from Split. This medieval town is on a small island connected to the mainland by a bridge, but you'll kind of be enchanted by Togir's picturesque Venetian architecture, medieval walls, prominent stone houses, and kind of scenic charm. During your guided tour, you'll visit the Cathedral of St. Lawrence and see the vast views from its bell tower. And then you have some free time to walk around Togir and discover some of its secrets for your own. And then whatever way you choose to spend your day that night, you'll have a local dinner at a little cozy restaurant and get some more local cuisine. And then you will head the next morning to Dalmatian Village, which is, to get there, it's amazing. You go on one of the most spectacular coastal drives you'll ever see. It has huge dramatic cliffs and that just plunge right into the waters of the Adriatic Sea. It's very, very stunning. So even the drive up there is going to be incredible. Get your cameras ready. But you'll stop in the Dalmatian countryside where a local family will welcome you into their home for lunch. It's prepared with ingredients from the nearby valley, so it's a very authentic experience, offers delicious food and a chance to connect with the local people and learn more about them and how they live. And then from there, you will arrive in Dubrovnik. It's also known as the Pearl of the Adriatic. Founded in the 7th century, it's a walled medieval city that once rivaled the power of Venice. You'll catch the glimpses of the distinct orange roofs all over the town when you're driving up, and it's going to be a fantastic time. You'll be staying in the Ayrton Hotel while you're there. This is a 5-star, luxurious hotel. You have views of the sea right on the Bled Peninsula, so that's going to be very awesome. It includes 7 outdoor pools, as if one was enough. They have 7 right by the ocean, of spa, outside dining options. I mean, you name it. It's really going to be awesome. And we'll kind of scroll through here. There we go. Supposed to show you some pictures of the different amenities there. There we go. So you'll see the pools, guest room, outdoor dining with a spectacular view, indoor restaurant, and on the gorgeous beaches. So, like I said, get your cameras ready because that is amazing. Or just take it in all the same. And if any Game of Thrones fans in here, you may recognize some of the locations there because the main filming location for King's Landing was for Game of Thrones. So you can see their side-by-side picture of where they filmed that show. See, maybe you can take a picture there and brag to your friends about it. On day 10, you will have you'll get to discover the treasures of old Dubrovnik with expert local guides. You'll enter through its gates, and it may feel like you've been transported back in time. The ancient city walls, constructed between 13th and 17th centuries, stretch over 6,300 feet. So it's really like you're stepping into a medieval city. But you're going to see a bunch of awesome places on that tour, including the Franciscan Monastery. Little fun fact for you, this is one of Europe's oldest pharmacies. So the Monastery Museum tells the story of the early medical practices along with displays of ancient pharmaceutical tools, historic containers, and recipes. So you get to learn about how they were doing medicine way back in the day, and I'm sure it was very interesting, we'll put it that way. Then you'll head to Rector's Palace, which was the heart of Dubrovnik's Republic's government. The palace has quite a history. It started as a fortress in the 13th century, and it was transformed into a palace during the 14th. And then it took inspiration from both Roman and Venetian architecture. So that's going to be a really cool sight to see. And you can see it's absolutely beautiful on the outside. And then you will get to encounter the outsides of the Sponza Palace and the Dubrovnik Cathedral. Both of these are amazing. They were rebuilt slightly after the 1667 earthquake in Dubrovnik, which allowed the city had to be rebuilt. But by American standards, that's still ancient. For Europeans, that's pretty new. But it's still stunning nonetheless. And you will get a chance to experience the Stada, which is the city's iconic main road stretching approximately 328 yards. It's between, it has a limestone street. It kind of glows because it's been polished from so many people walking over it. A little fun fact for you, you see that large circular looking thing in the middle, that's actually the Onofrio fountain, which was built in 1438. Take note of that, built in 1438. And it still offers fresh, safe drinking water. How incredible is that? So you get to take all of that in, take your pictures. I still wouldn't recommend taking a drink of the water. You have free will, you can do what you want. I wouldn't recommend it. But then the next day you will have a choice on tour, so you can either go on a harbor cruise. You'll leave the kind of bustle of the city and board a harbor cruise, and you can take in the city's magnificent medieval walls from a pretty unique vantage point and get to see it as a whole, or you can go on a cable car ride and get to see it from an equally cool vantage point, just the other end. You'll go up Mount Sur for a breathtaking panoramic view. It's over 1,300 feet high up, so if you're scared of heights, do the cruise. If you're not, I recommend going on the cable car, but it's up to you. And then on day 11, you have a completely free day. It's your time to do whatever you want. You can walk the walls, visit a local beach, have a drink at the hole in the wall, which is literally, there's a bar there that you walk through a hole in the wall to get to. So it's called the hole in the wall bar. But it's up to you to do whatever you want. You can see the walk here on the ancient Dubrovnik walls. I said it's like you're stepping back in time. I mean, just looking at that, I feel like I'm stepping back in time. And walking over the beautiful views of the Adriatic Sea right there is truly spectacular. And then there is an optional excursion that day where you can go to culturally rich Canavle, which is Dubrovnik's. There it is. I'm from Tennessee. Croatian words are not my second nature.
I was very impressed, because I feel like they put you through the ringer with these.
You should see me do Iceland. But you'll go to Dubrovnik's countryside where traditions kind of remain preserved. Here you'll go to a family-owned vineyard, which again, who doesn't love wine? Come on. Then you get to discover the secrets of their wine production and indulge, obviously, in a wine tasting. So if you want the whole day yourself, that's your option. But if you don't, you can go on this and have some wine. And then that night, you will have done a magnificent journey through Slovenia and Croatia, and you'll kind of wind down that night with a farewell dinner. And then sadly, you'll have to head home the next day. On day 12, the tour ends. Like many of you know who've traveled with us before, you'll be part of the passport club. So the more you travel with us, the more you'll save. So something to think about. It's automatically applied, so you don't have to do anything for the discounts to be applied. But just something to be aware of. And then there are ways to personalize your adventure. Obviously, the optional meals, excursions. But you can also upgrade your airfare if you choose. You just have to let them know when you sign up. And then we have our no worries travel protection plan. So this is truly no worries. We call it the bad haircut plan because you can cancel for any reason, no questions asked, up to 24 hours before departure. Get full money back minus the cost of the insurance. So if you get that haircut 2 days before, you're like, I cannot be seen public. Cancel and get all the money back minus the cost of the insurance. It's truly no worries. So I definitely recommend getting that because you never know what's going to happen and it's just a little bit of peace of mind. This is international, so you will need your passport. Just make sure it's good for 6 to 8 months after you plan to get back. Passport can take a long time, so get on that earlier rather than later, just in case. By this time, the ETIAS will be in effect. So this is just an online system you have to go and sign up for. I think it costs about 20 euros. But you'll get instructions for all of that, and it's a quick, easy sign up. You'll just have to passport information. Then you can go on the group webpage. It's in these booklets. You have the links online, I'm sure. Go on the group webpage to sign up. There's some FAQs on there, pricing, itineraries, all kinds of stuff. And then these are the prices. Again, that's not July 2nd, June 2nd. You're not going for a month, but May 15th through the 26th and May 22nd through June 2nd, 2027. So the deposit is $698 per person, and the cancel for any reason insurance is $549. Again, if you have that and you cancel for some reason, you get the full price back, minus the cost of that insurance. So better to save a couple thousand and pay the insurance, in my opinion. But the deposits are due September 23rd of this year. So once that date passes, it will be first come, first served. We can't guarantee your seat. So definitely get your deposits in earlier rather than later, secure your seat. And we all know Carrie fills up her trips pretty well. So the spaces are going to be limited. So I encourage you to jump on it as soon as possible. The final payment is due on February 21st, 2027. And then the total price is $6,199 for double occupancy and $549 person insurance. So definitely gonna be an awesome trip. It's gonna be a once in a lifetime experience. Step back into history, have some awesome food, wine, breathtaking views, learn about the history. So I encourage you all to sign up and go on this once in a lifetime experience. And there, I guess we'll open it up to questions if anyone has any.
I don't know about y'all, but those pictures looked almost unreal.
What's the weather like then?
It will be highs from anywhere from about 68 to about 79. So very
Perfect.
Yeah.
It's not temple. It's gonna be the water. I'm there to tell me. Just take it with you. Just challenges.
If any of you have questions, please feel free to put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for coming. Yeah, that's what the or cancel for any reason insurance covers. Yep.
It's got the cancel for any of the insurance is canceled for any reason, but it also converts into medical at the 24-hour mark, and lost luggage, delayed flights, all that takes care of all of that. We flew through Newark when they were having their big issues. What was that, last year? In 2024, and one of our flights got canceled. 40 people. And they just rerouted all of us. We all got there maybe within an hour of when we were supposed to. So it was excellent.
And if you do have to leave the trip for some reason, they pay to rebook your flight and they refund your hotels.
All I had to experience that during COVID. Karen.
Did we talk about the bread? No.
Yes, as an optional 3-day extension, well, up here, 2-night extension to Zagreb. On this one, it's guided, so you'll have an overnight flight and then you'll travel to Zagreb, which is Croatia's capital. This kind of marked the intersection between Eastern and Central Europe for more than 1,000 years. And you'll join your fellow travelers for a welcome dinner. And then the next day, you'll get to know Zagreb with a local guide, and you'll get to join the world's shortest ride at one of the most beautiful vernaculars in all of Europe, in the charming old town of Zagreb, and learn about the history and the time which originates from Croatia. And then while strolling through the major sites, you'll get to taste some of the local delicacies, with a light lunch, and then the remainder of your day that day is yours to explore Zagreb on your own. And then again, that's optional, but if you want to come in early and do that, I'd recommend it. You're already flying out there, why not? Why not get more of a vacation?
Is Zagreb more of a cosmopolitan big city then?
Yeah, I would say so. Dubrovnik's more charming old city, and Zagreb's a little more modern, but it's still ancient Europe. I mean, you're still gonna see awesome architecture and history everywhere you go.
I know I can't decide between the harbor cruise and the cable car because I like both of those. I know we can't either. But I love a cable car, so that's probably what I will do.
How far is it for, Zagreb to? About a 2.5-hour drive from Zagreb to.
That's right.
But we'll make stops along the way for breaks and stuff like that.
Anybody wants to extend it, we're gonna go on Holland American and sail over if you wanna see what we're going to do.
Randy in the background. Alright. I don't think that was very bad out amongst yourselves.
Then Switzerland's gonna pop up, so
No other questions? Let's give one more round of applause for Carrie for getting all the questions.
Jump a rock, man. No,
Rock
you
is
can do that good a job.
Got stuck on Dubrovnik a little bit.
That happens. Really impressive. Lived through a lot of whatever that was, so.
you just not impressed enough to learn how to say it.
Jeans.
Well, feel free to talk amongst yourselves if you have any questions, or if you want to know who's on each of the groups from within here. Yes, Don.
When do we have to sign up for excursion?
So the excursions are pretty flexible, and I will remind you in a few months. Don't worry about that for now. If you've signed up for it, yay, but if you want to think about it a little longer, that is no problem at all. Tipping.
Tipping is included for
The day guides.
day
The local
guides.
step on.
Yeah, local staff.
But your tour manager,
Tour
your
manager, bus
driver,
driver, you'll have to tip.
will give guidelines in the.
Yeah, you'll get guidelines in your package a couple weeks before you leave on what kind of the norm is to tip. Especially for groups.
Big tent per person.
And it's
Yeah.
being local currency or dollars?
Be in dollars, I believe.
Euros. It'll be in euros, it's
Euros.
local currency.
Typically 10 for the guys.
Per day, per person.
Yeah.
I wouldn't use, I don't know.
Five.
How long is the flight?
So it depends on connections and stuff, like I said, if you're on flight schedules, yeah, it's typically around 12 to 14 hours. Total travel time, that includes layovers, transfers, all that.
The reference.
Yeah. You'll most likely have one or two stops.
Baggage fee and. $15, but.
Yeah.
Yes, Don,
Any baggage restrictions? Which.
there are baggage restrictions, but they're not like Africa.
What else did you pop up in there?
They're pretty standard, usually 50 pounds, 62-inch bag, carries up and personal item. Normally, depending on the airline that we end up on, sometimes there are some size or weight restrictions on the carry-on, but we'll know that as soon as we have the flights. Like Lufthansa is a little stricter, but we'll know that well in advance, but 50 pounds, a full 50, Don.
Makes it 44 total, I think we can make it, 12.